This is real life. That's what it is. Or is it fantasy? Who knows? This one is about cognitive dissonance, baby. Here we go. Roll theme tune. I don't think I have a theme tune yet, but anyway. Cognitive dissonance. What is it? I learned about it from the Big Les show. So if you're here from the Big Les show, big shout out to you, to me. I don't know who we're shouting out, why, but cognitive dissonance is simply when things are not consistently aligning your beliefs and your actions. So cognition or cognitive is the mind, dissonance is that. It's not quite working, it's not quite even, it's, you know, it's that. So what happens is essentially there's some inconsistency between your belief system and your actions, and then what happens is this discomfort in the body, discomfort in the mind, not happy, you know, something nagging, a void, or however you want to put it. So what we do about this, and this is a brilliant, absolutely brilliant defense mechanism, is that we tell ourselves stories that align with our beliefs. So what does all this mean? We try to be good people. Our beliefs are that we want to be cooperative and virtuous and nice and lovely and beautiful and wonderful and everything like that. Our actions sometimes aren't that, right? Sometimes we do things that don't align with our belief system, because the belief system in real life is sometimes harder. You have to go around the long way. Life isn't always black and white. It's not always as simple as just going straight towards niceness and kindness. It's not easy. So let's go for a couple of quick examples. I have a couple written here. Action and belief are inconsistent, then dissonance goes up. So we either change our beliefs, change our actions, or change our perception on the actions. So, left hand up if you love animals, right hand up if you eat animals. They don't line up. Right? I love them, but I eat them. It's not, you know what I mean? So, this is our example. We love animals, but we eat them. I don't know if you've seen the Simpsons episode, but it's Lisa cannot work with this. She goes to a farm, she sees a little lamb, and then later that night they're having lamb for dinner, and she looks at the food and she sees the little lamb going, "Why, Lisa, why?" It's so savage, but that is true. And she simply cannot stand this dissonance, so she decides to give up meat. Now, this is just an example. There's no judgment here for what you actually do in your life. You know, it's fine. You judge yourself, and that's what I'm trying to help with. So, Lisa could either have given up meat. This is what she decided to do. This is the hard path a lot of the time. This is why we have dissonance, because it's difficult. She had to tell her family were against this, they didn't want to cook different meals, you know, there was a number of things in her way. So, the other two options are to either change her perspective on this, or to change her idea about the perspective on this, right? So, you can either give up meat, you can change your mind, say, you know what, actually, no, I hate animals. I don't love them. I've changed my mind about that. I hate animals and I eat them, and that now we're lining up. Here we go. Or I love animals, therefore I don't eat them. You know, and that's what we can do. Or a third option is we can either trivialize or add some new information and kind of go around the bush about it. So we might come up with reasons like, oh, well, you know, maybe the animals wouldn't have been born if they weren't bred to be fed. So therefore, you see where I'm going with this. So therefore, you know, they're actually born to, you know, do really good things for humans and give us protein. Now this is a bit of an exaggeration on what the real world is about. You know, the real world is, okay, you eat animals and, you know, you're not cool about it. Take another example. Let's take this and say everyone knows the best thing to do is exercise and good diet and good routine. Wonderful. So then when we come home and we don't do our push-ups and we don't do our sit-ups and, you know, we treat ourselves to junk food, dissonance. So we might say, I'm going to do this tonight regardless of how much I don't want to do it. I come home from work, I'm exhausted, I'm angry, I'm whatever it is, and I'm going to do it anyway. Option 1. Option 2. Yeah, you know what, it's been a really stressful day. Right? It's been too stressful for push-ups, even though they take 5 seconds. I'm going to eat junk food because I'm going past the shops. I deserve it. I deserve a treat. Is your second option, which is to just change that, to change the idea. Or the third option is to just start on a completely and trivialise it. Well, who's to say that crisps, you know, make you live less? Oh, who's to say that push-ups help you? You know, some people die when they're young anyway. This information helped me give up my addiction to alcohol. You know, where I was convincing myself every day that alcohol was a great thing. It was okay. Guinness is good for you. You know, it's, you know, well, I'm going to die of something, you know, just whatever it is. People have this in their work relationships, their emotional relationships, their romantic partners. They have this in, you know, you can find this anywhere. And if you're just learning about this here, I'm honoured to have been the first to deliver this news, but it's like trying to find the snakes in the grass and just pick them out and go, got one, you know, do I really believe what I'm telling myself here, or do I know that I could do better? Now, this isn't to say that you should judge yourself harshly about anything, because that's the reason we have dissonance, is because you're judging yourself. Because you're, oh no, I really shouldn't do this. I don't know why I did that last night. Oh God, this is so terrible. You will slip into something that makes your life easier, because that is a horrible place to be. So take it easy on yourself, you know, and stop worrying about your behaviour. You can only do the best that you can do with the information you have at the time. So given that that's the case, look at it honestly, accept it. It's okay. I know I love animals and I eat meat, and I want to be healthy but I smoke, and I want to, you know, live a really environmentally friendly life and go and catch the fish, but I go to work and I'm a consumer capitalist. You know, there's a lot of dissonance that can go on for a number of reasons, a lot of which aren't even your own fault. You know, so it's okay. Do not feel guilty about this stuff all the time. You'll be able to read a newspaper one day and look at it and not feel guilty, not feel like it's your fault that everything's happening. It's your fault there's this crisis here, and your fault that you didn't do better here. And because it's counterintuitive, but once you take the guilt out of it, then the dissonance goes away and you can see the real world for what it is. So stop being your own prisoner and your own prison guard in this schizophrenic relationship you've got up in here. And take it easy on yourself. You deserve that. You probably take it easy on other people. If someone come to you and said, I want help, please help me. I'm doing this thing, I really want to stop smoking, I want to stop eating meat. You would have compassion for that person. Hey, look, you know, don't beat yourself up, it's okay, you know. People eat meat, you're not a murderer. Maybe you are a murderer, it's okay. I don't know. But yeah, that's the method for this one, is be cool, be easy with yourself and be honest. Because once you find it, it's not as painful as you might think. And when you live like this and you accept it, eventually something gives way. And if you refuse to tell yourself stories, the only thing that can change is gradually your behaviour starts to change. I hope this has helped. I've really enjoyed doing this one, so thank you. And I'll see you next time. Cheers.